Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday night edition. Into the night with me, Sean Kelly. What a beautiful day today here in Pittsburgh. I mean, the sun was shining, felt warm, saw some blue skies. Everybody out, mowing their yards. I swear, my neighbors, all of them were almost doing yard work today. So it was like pretty cool to see that. And of course, and this is how it works for me, right? Whenever I work, beautiful days. Whenever I'm off, okay, it rains. I don't know. It must be something in the air, or my energy's like, oh, Sean's off, so he's going to be mad or whatever. I don't know. But that's what usually happens. Hey, Cindy Simpson, good to see you, hon. Thank you for stopping in tonight. So I want to thank you, PRN Talk Radio, 105.3 New Orleans, 107.7 Mississippi. And also want to thank Carnation for allowing me, for sponsoring my show tonight, and sharing this hour of knowledge and a bunch of funness. Whatever happens, I'm just glad that they are sponsoring me. And Carnation's good milk. It's good Carnation milk, But I'm going to say something before I get up and bring my guest on. It's crazy. So Tuesday I get operated on, right? And here's the crazy thing, and I don't know if this has ever happened to anybody before. Kason, hey, good to see you, buddy. Sorry about the rain there, sir. But I wonder if anybody has happened to where that you don't know the date, the time of your scheduled operation. Now I'm with the VA, and so they're going to call me tomorrow to tell me what time to be there on Tuesday. I'm like, come on. I mean, the anxiety's through the roof, to be honest with you. And, we'll call you on Monday to find out what the hell's going on, what time you need to be there. Hey, Stun Habit, good to see you, hon. Good to see you. But can't wait till Tuesday, get this crap over with. As you can tell everybody, I glammed up a little bit, if you want to call glamming. I got rid of 3 inches of my beard, And the reason why I had to do that was because the operation, they're going to take my thyroid out, so it's going to be from here across here. So it gives the doctors kind of like an easy access to my thyroid, so I'm okay with that. But all in all, I'm doing pretty good, having fun. Hi, Brittany. Good to see you. Brittany Music for Life. Hello. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. But here, it's time to introduce my guest. Okay. My guest tonight, I've known her for 25, 26 years. Okay. And I can actually say is my sister from another mother. And that's the truth. And she just has a wonderful story, and we're going to talk about the paranormal tonight and whatever comes up in our conversations. So without further ado, I am introducing you, my dearest friend and my guest tonight, Tara Bruecken. Hey, Cindy Mitch. Hello, Miss Tara.
Hey, Sean. How are you?
Good. How are you doing? It's been a while.
I know, right? We don't need a boat today, right? I was thinking we needed Noah's Ark here pretty soon.
Holy crap. Did you hear what happened down there at the NASCAR race? They got flooded like 5-6 inches of rain.
Oh, I missed it today. Holy crud. Yeah. Where are they racing today?
I don't know. It was somewhere wherever they're racing, but I know that they have things all over TikTok about it. I mean, there's like
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, it's Armageddon when the zoo gets hit with a tornado.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? All the tornadoes that are happening here. Good luck with your surgery. I'll keep you in my prayers. Thank you, Holly, very much. Good. I'm glad that you are here. Um,
That's awesome.
it is awesome. I got good people who watch my show. You know,
Heck yeah.
and I got a
My
good.
mom's having surgery on Thursday. It's a regular thing that she has every so often. And they call her the day before to tell her what time she has to be there, which is kind of stressful. So I
Yeah,
understand 100% what you're going through. Like, what do you do?
right. I mean, and the coolest thing was Paul came up today, and
Ah,
yeah, he came up for to take care of his dad for a day or two and be there
oh,
for it. So I mean, I got a good son. I
heck
mean,
yeah, you do.
I got a great son,
You
and
guys did good with him.
yes, we did. He came from Indianapolis today, and so I'll see a little bit of him tomorrow. But Wednesday, he said, "Dad, don't make no plans uh, because I'm going to be taking care of you." And I said, "Sure, not a problem." But
Amazing.
it is, and see, to me, we all know how spirit works in mysterious ways,
Yep.
and so to me, this was the biggest gift ever that I have
Oh
with
my
him.
gosh.
Yeah.
You're going to make me cry. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
don't
like,
cry. Don't
I'll cry after the
cry.
show. How's that?
Yeah, cry
Fair?
after the show. Good. Yeah. But
I
tonight,
mean,
I brought. Go ahead, please.
it's crazy. When we met, our kids were kids.
Yeah, I know.
Anna's going to be 30 next January, like,
I know we're getting
and
old.
John's going to be 21.
We're definitely getting old. Cindy Mitch says, definitely holding you up with prayers and healing energy. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. But what I wanted to talk about, paranormal
Yeah.
investigation and different things that goes on in the paranormal field. Now, we discussed this the other night. Um, whenever you go to a place that is supposed to be haunted, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody and their mother talk about, oh, it's haunted, it's haunted, it's haunted. So you finally, got the opportunity to go to a place.
Right.
Then you go into this place and you don't get a damn thing. Not even a knock on the wall. Not a
Right.
blip, nothing like that. And all you do is get like wood, uh, fur ball orbs and stuff like that. Nothing happened.
Right.
Why?
Sometimes I wonder if they don't like us specifically. Sometimes I wonder if they're bored out of their mind and sick of people being there. There are times when I honestly think that the portal or the veil is too thick and they just can't come through.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts on that? Like,
I believe it depends on who you bring to the investigation.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can bring your team, right, and say
All
like you
right.
have an extra person tagging along with you, and they really don't believe in it. They don't believe in spirit. They think
Right.
it's all a joke, you know. And the spirits there are like, okay, so we got a jerko here who don't believe in us, who
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to believe in us. So we're not going to do nothing.
Right.
Another thing I see is that, especially if you go, hey, Jerry, good to see you, buddy. Oh my God, that's Jerry. Jared's here. Good to see you, buddy. I'll be heading down to Uniontown, brother. We'll talk. I'm going to send you some messages, buddy. Get you
I
on
was
my
literally just
show.
thinking about the Marcos.
Yeah, me too. Today, I was
Yeah.
thinking
Well,
about the
I was
mark.
thinking my cousin moved down that way and I sent him a message to go there. But I was thinking about how when we used to tour DeMarcos for Halloween, I would always give the K2 meter to the non-believer. And
Yeah.
almost, I would say probably 98% of the time, something major happened and they like almost crapped their pants. Like,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to share the story about the Marcos. Tara was saying, whenever Union Time would have their ghost walk, okay, Jared's restaurant, the Marcos, um, would be the last stop. And so what we would do, what Pittsburgh Paranormal Society would do, was hold little mini investigations, one up on the third floor and one down in the basement into the bar. So one time this guy comes down. There's about 8 or 9 of them in the little bar down there. And this guy would not shut up. Would not shut up. This all fake. You're making that do that. You're with the K2 meter.
uh-huh.
Okay. And this is a true story. A true story. So he's just making life miserable for me and the other people. Just one of the guys that you just want to like take him by the collar and just throw him out the door and say, you know what,
Yep.
don't ruin it for other people. But I remember I said, okay. So I handed him the K2 meter
Right.
and it lit up. He gave it
Yep.
to his girlfriend or his wife, and he ran out of that room all the way up the steps. So,
Yeah, I had an electrician who was trying to debunk all kinds of stuff, and he was looking at the wires and all that, and like by the time we were done, he was ready for you to let him out the door down
yeah,
the bottom of the steps, because you have to go up the steps where Madam is. And
right.
yeah, he was like, I thought he was going to run. I really did.
Oh, yeah, those were some good times down there around Halloween. But
Yeah.
that was my favorite when that guy was held that K2 meter and it went off. And he even asked the question. He goes, "Are you real?" I remember him saying, "Are you real?"
Yeah.
Like that, and I was like, "Yeah." And
It doesn't
everybody
get more
laughed.
real than us.
All right, that's true. But we're talking about the reason why spirits don't seem to come out. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, okay. You look at the places that the paranormal teams that are on TV go to. Okay, Eastern Penn.
Yeah.
Down there in the Battleship, North Carolina. Um, Other places like that. You know, and they've been on TV.
Right.
So of course, everybody and their mother needs to go to these places. Okay.
Right.
Now, Tara, if you're a spirit, okay, and every other weekend or every weekend you see about 200 people coming in to Eastern Penn, and you were a ghost at Eastern Penn,
Yep.
what would you be like?
Dude, I would be so tired of them bugging the shit out of me.
It'd be like,
Honestly.
let me live in peace.
Yeah.
I would
Unless
want
it
to
was
live in
a big
peace.
schmo, then I would want to mess with them.
Yeah, but I can understand that sometimes you got to remember everybody that ghosts were actually real people in life. They
Yep.
were real. So you get a lot of people going out and are you here? Break out their cameras, start to saying the same questions. Are you male? Are you a female? And if I was a ghost, I would say, well, don't you know? Don't
I
you
might
know
mess
if
with them.
you might with a female or a male? But I don't think I would want to mess with them, to be honest with you, Tara. I'm not that type of person to mess with them.
No, I mean, if I was the ghost and
Right.
somebody said, are you male or female? I would say something like no and like start messing with them like I'm a
Oh, well,
unicorn or something.
a lot of spirits go out and do that now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So anywhere, that people have been on the TV shows, for a fact that the places that they go to, they're, making money on it. You know what
Yep.
I mean? Other people coming in. And to me, I think that's like an invasion of privacy to the spirits.
Hmm.
Anybody out in the chat room that feels like I do, or if you have your own, thoughts, please share them. I'll read them out loud to everybody. But yeah, so it's like, no, leave them alone, you know? So, of
Yeah.
course, and I can guarantee it, Eastern Penn makes a shitload of money, and all the other places that go on TVs, you know what I mean? That wherever they
Hmm.
go, they put a ton of money on it.
Well,
And
and most people don't realize when you're on a show like that, if you get real footage, a lot of times your contract says you can't show it.
I heard, then wasn't that happen with the one dude with the wears the tight T-shirts and wears glasses? Was that
Hmm.
his role or what? Okay, that's what I thought.
Well, and I
And
know some of the group that I'm in have actually done some stuff, and if they had gotten real stuff, they weren't allowed to show it.
I like Cassie, good one. I'd follow them home and demand my cut. Yes, yes, Cassie. Yeah, I.
Number
Yeah,
one, if you come in wearing glitter pants, I'd mess with you.
glitter pants. Ah, no,
You know he wears them. You know it.
Cindy Mitch says, I agree to give the spirits privacy. Yes. Brittany
Yeah.
Music for Life says, as a sensitive person, I let spirits come to me. I don't really go to locations unless I have a vision, and even then, I usually don't go. Usually, when I get a vision, it's a trap from a spirit. So, okay,
Hmm.
okay, yeah, because you seriously need to be, and Brittany's right, because not all spirits are Casper the Friendly Ghost out there.
Hmm.
Okay. No, there's a lot of bad spirits. Now, if you come up and, say, oh, it's demonic, it's not demonic. It's just people who were bad that were living are bad
Hmm.
people in spirit, you know?
And I always tell people if you have great Uncle Fester, who's the grouchiest MFer that you ever knew, and he had a specific cherry sign and smoke a pipe and was just a grouch, he's not going to come back as a cheerleader and be, yay! It's just not going to happen.
No, it isn't. So and being a sensitive Brittany like you are, I believe, if I can't tell you what to do. But I do believe because I know you're good at seeing and feeling things. But you could be good help for other paranormal groups. Just
Hmm.
a little bit there for protection and stuff like that, or scope out the place where they're going and see what's going on.
Yep.
Um, because
Well,
a lot of people, that you see on TV, okay, they're basically all about the equipment. Okay,
hmm.
they're all about the equipment, but they really don't actually show the spirit side, um,
Hmm.
of things, the spiritual, the sensitives. I think there's one or two shows out there, that that they work with the psychics, and
Yeah.
but there's not too many shows out there that do, and
Yeah.
I really truly believe that that some TV shows needs to bring people along. Um, just spiritual people,
Yep.
sensitives and stuff, people like that. So, they get it kind of like the idea. Brittany says, I always felt drawn to help investigators, but not sure how to do that. Okay, what you do, Brittany, is all you do is just go to a group, look them up, ask them,
Yeah.
ask them if
Go to
they need any
psychic
help.
fairs.
Yeah,
Go to you know, what is it? Hillcon, Hillview Manor has a spirit con. Um, Moundsville has all kinds of stuff usually. Yeah, you can go to any one of them that has one of those big paracons and just get to meet paranormal people and see who you like.
and I can guarantee it, Brittany, you're going to meet a lot of people who are sensitive just like you.
Hmm.
And, if they know that you got what you got, then they would more than likely take you under their wing and help you to better your senses and stuff like that. So
Well,
there are ways, like Tara said, go to any Paracon. I don't know where you're from, Britt, but Cassie says I met amazing groups at the Conneaut Hotel Paranormal Fair. That's
hmm.
yeah.
My friend EJ went there. Ken and his wife Sue went there. A lot of people I know go there.
That's where to go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Brittany says, "Thank you both. I will definitely look into that for sure. I'm from Claysville, PA." Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Hop,
you're
skip, and a jump, really.
heck yeah. And I do believe Conneaut's coming up with another one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Butler's
sure,
just passed at Tanglewood. They usually have a. I've never been able to make it. I'm usually working, but yeah, we had a Paracon here in Butler at Tanglewood.
that's goes on for years. That goes
Yeah.
on.
Well, and
But
that's the thing. Like, I mean, when you and I met, you were a meat cutter and I was a deli clerk, and for how long we worked side by side and just really bonded. And then years later, I walked up to you and said, "I'm an empath. What do I do?" And you're like, "What the hell took you so long?"
no, yeah, I remember that day.
So, I mean, you took me under your wing, and that was one of the things too that like you and as my mentor taught me was, ask the spirits if they'd like to come to you. Ask if it's okay to be there. Don't like say, "Hey, come, show me this, show me that." No, it's, "Will you please?" Or, you know what I mean? "If you're here, could you please?"
Come to me,
Yeah,
if
you
you
know what I
want to.
mean?
But you know what? Okay, so Cassie came back. Brittany, I hope you see this, but Cassie said that the one up in Conneaut, the Paracon up in Conneaut, is the 5th and 6th of October. Put that in
Nice.
your calendar, Britt, and then make plans of going up. And you're just going to meet a lot of wonderful
Cool
people,
people. Yep,
and
a
they
lot of
can
them are our
actually
friends.
and actually you will meet people. But I tell you what, Brittany, please, whatever you do right now, since you're kind of like new to this, and I know you're new, and you know what, that's okay. Do not go out and try to handle spirits by yourself. Just don't do that. All right, please trust me on that. I'm not degrading you. I'm not making you feel less than, but I'm saying you can get burnt really, really bad if you really don't know what you're doing. So,
Yep.
that's my advice to you on that. But
That was your
definitely
number
go,
one rule
yeah,
with
definitely
me,
don't.
especially.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But definitely go to the Paracon up in Conneaut, like
Hmm.
at the hotel. And trust me, I think that's when things are going to start kicking in for you. But yeah, so, but that's what I think about the ghost.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's crazy. A lot of groups out there, they do overnighters,
Hmm.
okay, at places, okay. God bless them. I'm too old for that crap. I can't do that. I might be good for 3 hours, and you know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
And so I liked it. My rule was that when we investigated a private residence or we went to someplace, it was only a 3 hour investigation. That was between the hours of 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. because those were like considered the witching hours. Now,
Hmm.
everybody thinks the witching hours are from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. I do not see that. Okay. Well, first of all, especially when you would go to a client's house, you know, the ghosts are there. Okay. But after 3 hours, they just want to go to bed. The
Yeah.
ghost, you know what I mean? So people stay up all night long, wanting to get something. They're like, no, dude, you already had us for 3 hours. You ain't getting no more time. So, and that's the way I look at it. I mean, I won't know what it's like out in the spirit world, Tara, not until I pass away.
Right.
Okay. It's the only way I'm going to know what really happens out there, which I think, I'm kind of looking forward to. Brittany Music for Life says, "Oh, yes, I'm definitely not doing it by myself. Thanks, and I'll put it into my calendar." Good, good, good for you, Brittany.
Sweet.
And good luck on your journey there. You know,
Yeah.
please keep me and Tara updated on it. I would like to see how you are progressing. You know, but what else about paranormal, Tara? What else has been on your mind about the paranormal that you kind of question to yourself?
So one of the things that's come up recently is I talk about how you and I have been like brother and sister and siblings for numerous lives. You know, we both feel that. And people talk, well, how did you guys meet this time? And I tell them that we would talk about watchers and different entities like that. And a lot of people don't understand the whole watcher concept. And like, it was hard for me to put it into words. So how would you describe what a watcher is?
Okay,
Because there's actually a
so
movie coming out about them.
oh, really?
It's called
Well,
Watcher.
watchers to me, I can't give you the definition, but they do exist. Okay, some say they're angels, some say they're demons, or
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they just like keep an eye on you, try to make you look nervous, and it
Mm-hmm.
happens to me at work. It happens at work because I'd be out in the case, and all of a sudden I get all these eyes upon me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And when I get all these eyes, people looking at me, they don't have pupils, right? Their eyes
Mm-mm.
are like solid black,
Yep.
and so I can take that either way. It depends on how my life is going at that very moment. I mean, it could be angels, because things are happening for the good. Everything's happening really nice. But then again, okay, when things aren't good, and I know somehow my life isn't going the way it should be going, then I would consider them as demons. Okay,
Right.
they're out there. They keep eyes on the people who are very very sensitive. Who know when evil's around or when good is around. They're just there to keep an eye on you to
Yep.
see where you're at with it. And it's kind of creepy, man. And I'm being honest with everybody there. It's kind of creepy because you're walking in a grocery store or you're working, and all of a sudden you see someone look at you up close, and they don't have no freaking pupils, and their
Yeah.
eyes are like totally black. And it's like, oh hell, I'm not in the mood for this crap, not at all.
And
But
how
what?
many times when I would come visit you after I wasn't at Big Bird anymore, that we would stand there and talk about different things while you were on break, and it was like astronomical. Like,
Yeah,
normally when you're by yourself, it's a couple people, but like this is an audience. Like it was
yeah,
loud.
yeah. Um, it was crazy and insane. And the more of my energy that hey, Michael Anthony, good to see you, sir.
Hey, bud.
Good to see you. But the more that my spirit or my senses got, it just seems the more watchers were coming in on me.
Yep.
But all they do is watch you, and I believe that. But you know what? We are going to go to our 70-second break now, and so if you have to go to the bathroom, get something to drink, smoke a cigarette, do what you got to do. We'll see you back here in 70 seconds. Okay. Hey, welcome back to the second half of Into the Night with me, Sean Kelly, and my guest tonight, my long lost, like sister, close friend, you name it, Tara Bruecken. And in the first half, we're talking about some of the stuff that, being in the paranormal field, that we still wonder why stuff happens. Okay. But before we continue this, okay, again, I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio 105.3 New Orleans, 107.7 Mississippi. And I also want to thank Carnation for sponsoring my show tonight. So, Tara, I just been on a lot of investigations, especially when we do client houses, when I was doing client houses, okay?
Yep.
And what bugged me the most, okay, what bugged me the most, or what I could not understand, is why our clients, not the ghost, our clients would, put up with this stuff for a long time before calling us in.
Right.
I
Right.
could never understand it. And there were times we went to places where people thought we were nuts and crazy because we're there. And I said, well, you called us. So that's why we're here. You know what I mean? But it just seems like that people were kind of like, very quiet about it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I sometimes I wonder if they're embarrassed. Sometimes I wonder if they think they're nuts. Sometimes I wonder if they're hoping that they're wrong. But then when we confirm it, then they're like, "Well, you're crazy." Or sometimes I wonder if they're trying to make us feel crazy because they don't want people to know their house is haunted. But we don't talk about it anyways. That's one of our things. It's almost like HIPAA. We don't, we go out and say, "Hey, John Smith's house is extremely haunted. Don't go to 888 Love, Love, Love Lane." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. But no, you're right about
so,
that.
especially if they're Catholic. Because, I mean, you were raised Catholic, so was I. And it's like, they're the ones that usually call us first. And then when we tell them, hey, there's an issue, then, I don't know if they're afraid their priest is going to find out, their neighbors. I don't know. I don't get it.
We did an investigation a long time ago over in South Park, over by the fairgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when Doreen and Val were in the group. And we went over to this lady's house, which was haunted. It wasn't a nice spirit in that house, and
Mm-hmm.
I just lost my train of thought. Oh,
That's
well,
okay.
it might come back to me
You've got
again.
a lot on your mind right now.
Yeah, I did. But all I know is that we went to that house and brutally haunted.
Yeah.
He kept saying, there are spirits in my house. There are spirits in my house. Why is this happening to me? Why is this? And why is it doing this? And so she called us and we went out there and we investigated. And of course, we found stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
remember one time out there, we went out to her place twice. Okay. And she was an older lady, but you know what? I mean, whatever was in that house really made life hell for her. Really did.
Right.
Ernie, hey, good evening. Hey, Ernie, welcome, buddy. Good evening to you too. And so we went to her house, and everybody was out in all their different rooms doing their investigation. And I remember sitting in the living room, and I had the K2 on. Okay, I didn't have it
Right.
on. The K2 was sitting on the table. It wasn't turned on or nothing. Okay.
Right.
Now, when I tell this, I do not tell stories. I come out and tell the truth all the time.
Right.
Okay, so I'm sitting in the chair looking at this K2, which was not turned on. And all I said was, show me. That's what I said. And that K2 went off.
Wow.
Yeah, it went off. And I was like, whoa, I got at that time, I got massive chills on that one. And
Yep.
so I just felt bad for the woman. I really, really did, because whatever was in her house, we knew it was a couple spirits, nothing evil. It was just spirits passing by, and wreaking havoc on her because they sensed her fear, you know,
Hmm.
and they fed off of that. But I felt really bad for that lady, no matter
Yeah.
what happened. I mean, we go in, we clear out the house, nothing in the house. Should be good for about a week, and all of a sudden she's calling again and saying the same crap's happened again. And, being who I am and who PPS is, we always went back. I think she's
Yep.
the only one we actually went back to two or three times. Uh, and but what I wanted to say, now I finally realized what I wanted to say. Well, before we went to her house, she had a priest come into her house, and all he did was walk through the door.
Hmm.
It would not go any further.
Wow.
Yeah, would not go any further. He was afraid of her house,
Wow.
which was like really, really crazy. And
Yeah.
but we went in and we took care of business. It's funny. Never heard from her again after the third time that we went out there. And I guess he's doing okay. I don't know,
Good.
but
Good.
what I'm going to ask you a question. Like, people calling priests to do a blessing on their homes. No, I agree with you, Frater. 100%. 100%. Frater Crow said that. Says priests are mostly useless. When it comes down to being demonic, yeah.
You're talking to
Or
three raised
any kind of
Catholics.
thing. Any kind of no, I have my own opinion on Catholic priests, and I'm just going to keep it to myself. I don't need to share it to the world. Okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of people call priests or ministers or whoever to come in and actually bless their house, uh,
Yep.
with the holy water and the holy smoke, whatever, they use, and the holy water, whatever. I don't know. But do you know, Tara, it's only a band aid, okay? It's only
Right.
a band aid. And what's
Well, and
crazy
sometimes
about
it
it is
rips the Band-Aid off.
not at the very moment. Not at the very moment. They do leave.
Yeah.
They do leave. The spirits do leave. But once when it all wears off, there's no more holy water, there's no more incense, there's no myrrh or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Then they come back with a vengeance.
Yep.
You know. A lot of people go online, they read about, well, maybe if I sage my house, the spirits will go away. It's a band aid. If they're holy water, their house, on the windows or wherever, okay,
Yep.
um, they'll go away, but they come back. So holy
Hmm.
water don't work. Prayers don't work. Okay. The only thing that does work is sea salt. But
Hmm.
here's the secret behind the sea salt. Okay, you got to make sure that that house or wherever you're at, okay, wherever you're at, and it's cleared, then you lay down the sea salt around the windows, around the doors, stuff like that.
Right.
And that seems to keep them out for a while until somebody sweeps it or something like that, or puts a little nick into the salt, and then they're allowed to come back in, but they come back in with a vengeance. And that's when we are called in, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand why. Well, I called a priest, and aren't they supposed to be holy? Aren't they? And I'm not knocking the priesthood. Well, I have to be honest with everybody. I don't hate. I can't say hate priest. I can't, but I dislike priest. Okay, and I'll go with that. But everybody that does bring in a minister or priest, whatever they bring in, okay, they feel like that they're holy, that it's automatically going to go away, but it doesn't. It does not go away. It might go away for a day, maybe two, and then it comes back. What's your thoughts on
Yeah, I mean, you have to think about, okay, well, the holy person that comes in, are they truly holy or are they faking it? Because, you know, as well as I do, being raised Catholic, there's been a lot of things that have been found out that things have happened. And, you know, do you think that an entity is going to feed off of the fact that they've sinned, they're facetious, they put on a front of being a holy person, but when they leave and they take off their collar, they're not?
it? Okay. And
You know, the other thing is sometimes I wonder if when, you know, they find out that there's actually an entity in their house and the priest or holy man comes and blesses it or whatever, do they really, you know, really let the spirit go, or do they try to contact them themselves? Because, you know, some people get obsessed with talking to spirits
yeah, that
and they
is
don't know what
true.
they're getting into. Or,
And
you know, do they have a family member? Maybe it's a teenager that thinks it would be really cool to talk to a ghost in their house.
right,
You know,
and
it all depends on the situation, the holy person, the homeowners, the spirituality of everybody. You know, you could put on a front and say you're the most holy person in the world and be like the worst, horrendous person there is too. So, I mean,
right, and that don't help matters much either. You know what I mean? It doesn't. It just and that's what bothers me because a lot of people who work as a preacher or a holy man or whatever, that God gave them this gift to do this, and all they do is go into people's houses, right?
mhm,
And they just cause more shit.
yeah.
They cause more shit that
A
these
lot
people
of times
do.
they don't know what they're doing either.
No, they don't. They figure a couple Hail Marys and Our Fathers and it's going to go away. That just
Right.
doesn't happen. Frater says, well, most priests don't even know their own book and doctrine, that well, let alone the complexities of the ethereal and astral realms and their denizens, whatever that means. Do you know what that means?
I'd have
Demon,
to read. I'd have to see
D
what it says.
Denizen is whatever that means.
Dozens.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
But no, Frater's right. Okay,
Yeah.
they really don't know their book, and I believe that wholeheartedly. But I'm not going to get into that because it's a touchy situation for me on
Right.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How inhabits? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. That's what inhabits. So tell me, what equipment out there don't you like, Tara?
Anything that's super computerized that can be manipulated. REM pods can have remotes. Um, a lot of times, you know, the SLS spirit box, all that stuff, like you can manipulate anything that has a hardwired computer to it very easily if you have a computer savvy person.
Okay.
Um, I try to go with the most basic stuff. You know, all of my mentors have thought the same as well. You know, we try to use the most basic things, tarot cards, um, K2s to a point, uh, you know, voice recorders, a lot of that stuff we all tend to do. Cameras, you know, a lot of times you'll find something on a picture and you think it's one thing, but you have to have a really good person who can spot, you know, hey, is this a double exposure on an old fashioned camera or is it a light matrix, something like that. But yeah, anything that's super computer oriented could be easily manipulated. What do you think?
Um, I just go with the K2 meter. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the SLS camera, and to be honest with you, um, I really don't really know. I know how the REM pod works, but I just do not put no. I don't put my whole paranormal experience into the REM pod. Anything like
Mm-hmm.
uh, digital voice recorders, EVPs are good,
Yep.
but I knew a person that I investigated with. He's dead now. But what he would do is he would take an EVP on a freaking investigation
Mm-hmm.
and he would throw it up on the music Audacity, Odyssey is what it was called. And he
Okay.
would throw that EVP up on Odyssey and he would manipulate, the whole EVP,
Right.
and that really, really ticked me off. That would, you know, and I said, why don't you just use the original EVP? Well, it doesn't say anything. So why do you want to manipulate it?
Right.
All right, Ernie, have a good day, buddy. Thank you for
Good night,
stopping in,
Ernie.
brother. And it's just like he manipulated the whole thing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? Throw that out the freaking door, dude, because I'm not going to accept it. For me, when somebody does an EVP, it cannot be manipulated. Okay, it cannot. It has to be a straight EVP with a
Yep.
straight voice with nobody manipulating it. That's a good EVP, not the
Yep.
ones that go out and try and put it on Odyssey and try to figure out, what can we do. One time, and this is a true story, he took an EVP of leaves in front of his house. It was in October, and he took leaves moving around, rustling.
Right.
He put it up on that audio, Audacity. He made them talk. He made the leaves talk. Now, I'm going to tell you how insane this guy is because he is passed away. But he would have an open EVP. And this is true, ladies and gentlemen. This is how crazy some people will get. He would actually have a window. He would have the EVP with a big ass mic going out his window. And he literally would give the coordinates of where he lives. Yes. Yes. Gave the
Wow.
coordinates. Yeah. And wow. He was just, he got possessed. But I'm just saying, it's just what people want or do to get that very good evidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, if you just go and have fun, just go and have fun with it, you'll get your evidence.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So what interests me a little bit here, Tara, is when you said that do you use the tarot on investigations? Do you?
Yeah. Yeah. The
And
group I'm in right now. Yeah, we do.
and what does when you do the tarot on an investigation? Okay, are you trying for communication? Are you trying to find out who's there? Explain to me, please, because this is the first I ever found out. How can you use the tarot cards, for an investigation?
Some of us do it prior to see, what kind of stuff might happen. Some of us do it during the investigation and ask questions. And when when they throw the card, the answers come.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a group effort where we're all looking at stuff and, we're talking and like the cards are thrown and we all get a different vibe and we discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people read the tarot after the investigation. That's what I tend to do.
Is there a
Is
certain
after
deck? What deck do you use?
me specifically, I use several different ones. I have several different ones.
Okay, for the people out there, that really do not believe in tarot, and what does tarot do for you?
For me, there are days when I'm just drawn to pull a card and just see how my day's going to go. Being the fact that I am a witch and I do things, I'll pour my coffee and set an intent when I stir my coffee, whether it's counterclockwise to get rid of something or clockwise to, draw something towards me. And then I'm drawn to, hey, let's throw a card out of the Crawley deck or whatever deck I'm called to use.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one that I've been playing with a lot recently is As Above, So Below. So, some are what they call angel cards and some are left-hand path cards. So I just try to get the vibe of the day. After an investigation, I try to get what vibes come through after the investigation. Is there a lesson I'm supposed to know or tell the group? And so far, it's never been anything that I should tell the group. It's mostly been, hey, trust your group because I'm new to them.
Right.
That kind of thing. It's been more of a trust the group you're in, trust your new mentors, trust in what you experienced, that kind of thing.
So your new group, we know it's Freighter's crew, right?
Yep.
Okay. And Freighter's a good dude, man. He's but I would like to come on one of your investigations and see how you guys do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it's a different realm, a different situation than, your typical normal paranormal investigator.
Yep.
Do you feel more comfortable now as a paranormal investigator with a new group? Or did you feel okay back when you just did it before you met Freighter's people?
That's such a loaded question.
No, man, I think it's a good, and I'm not putting you on the spot there, sweetheart. I mean, you could say, go with your heart. I mean, personally, I would say go with Freighter, man. If that, because I know whenever you talk about the investigations with Freighter, you feel at home, you feel at ease.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you could.
So my original group that I was in
Mhm.
was amazing. My mentor was amazing. But the jealousy and the fact that there were secret conversations behind my back
Mhm.
really aggravated me a lot.
Right.
And it was a lot of discord and jealousy and the fact that I joined the group. So obviously I loved the mentor of that group, but the rest of the group can kiss my assets. As far as a team, this is the first true team I've really, really been on. I had my own, but it was kind of disheveled a little bit every once in a while. But this one really works as a unit, almost like we've all worked together for years, and a lot of us are fairly new to the group. So, the fact that Freighter didn't know me from a hole in the ground and trusted, meeting me and talking to me through different aspects of internet and that kind of thing, and trusting Natasha and Britt, since they knew me better. It's really been scary for me because this is a guy I hardly knew when I started, and we've really grown into a family.
I can see that.
Yeah, and
I'm happy for that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's not anybody in the group I don't like. Even when we bring a special guest or one of our other friends outside the group to come, it's always worked cohesively, which has been very cool. I've learned so much. My path has totally changed since my original group that I was in. I'm more of a left-handed path kind of person who's learning that part of it now. I'm learning why I felt a certain way for so long. But yeah.
Well, I'm happy
Yeah.
for you, and it looks like that. And I could tell you're doing okay, and I'm real proud of you. But listen, we got to get going.
Okay.
Because the next show up is Sean Patrick Hazlitt. He's a friend of mine. We co-host Friday nights. News from the outside, not news from somewhere. I forget. But Sean Patrick Hazlitt, I do believe his name of his show is Into the Darkly Glass or something like that. I'm sorry, Sean, if you're hearing this, forgive me, but His show comes right on after me, and it's a very good show. He's a good host, and he has good shows. Any last words before we go?
Just that I love you, and I'll be sending you all kinds of good vibes.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
I always do anyway, but even more.
Well, I appreciate it. All right, Tara, thank you for being on. I hope everybody enjoyed her.
Have a
And
fantastic night, everyone.
bye bye. Okay, I'll get you. Bye bye. Okay, you stay there, Tara. Okay, children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents and you have no children, find somebody to give them a hug and tell them that you love them. Because those three words, I love you, go a long way. Okay? Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate it. Remember, this Tuesday, I'm not going to be here. There's going to be a replay of a show. Tuesday is my operation, and I have to stay in the hospital overnight. But that's okay. But I'll definitely be back next Sunday, seeing how I feel. But take care, everybody. Good night. Enjoy your evening, and please enjoy this weather, man. You can't beat this weather at all. Good night, my friends. Have a good night, and see you next Sunday.